So there are several of you I noticed that are wanting to make this section into more like a user review type of thing. And the way I have mine now, I just have one person here. And I did a separate section here. So I'm not sure whether it makes more sense for me to do this one that way or maybe make a whole new section for reviews. The original one here, I could copy that content and start from there. I guess that might be the easiest way to do it. Let's see if that makes sense. So part of what we, if we have an idea of how a review should look, so this is just, Amazon. So the picture of the person kind of matters. So on Amazon it's really small and has a username and then the number of stars and then a title, summary, and then a date. And for Amazon it's a big deal. It's a verified purchase, but I don't think that's necessary. And then what they say, right? And then for them it's a big deal whether it's helpful or abusive, whatever. So let's say the basic things for review would be photo, name, stars, title, date, and what they say, if I can remember all of that. So I'm going to make kind of a new section here copying the original Amazing Team. See if that will work for me in my template. Let's go ahead and open up the original then. And that would be here. And I'm looking for the original R team. Okay, so I've got the whole section all the way to the ending section tag. And I'll go to my page, and where do I want this? I'll do it here after my history. That seems like a good place. So my history is here, and the history ends here. I'm going to do a little comment just so I don't get lost. The end of all time, and I'm doing an extra space too, because it's just kind of scary when you're pasting a whole new section that looks just like other ones. So at the end of what I pasted is where my cursor is. So I'll go ahead and put in a new comment here. End of reviews, and change this to be my new reviews section. Reviews. Change the title. Okay, let's just see if that even works. Okay, so I have my new section called User Reviews, which is, and it's already changing some things from the original because, my style sheet is different. So let's see if we can change the content first and then style it the way we want. So we decided that our pattern is going to be image, username, stars, summary, date, and then quote. So let's go back to our page. So here we have username is our H4, and we don't have to keep it like a big title type thing. We could make it different or smaller. So it may seem kind of weird, but we can go down to an H5 just to be unique with this. And then we wanted to have, oh, that is their username. So photo, username. I'll go ahead and add classes here. And I may or may not use these. Username, and then a paragraph for lead designer. Do I want a paragraph? No, I want stars, right? And then title. So I don't even know what I'm going to put here yet, but I'll just lay out a division here. Stars, and then I want a summary. Class equals rating. I'll change this to a span. To keep it in line. And H5. It's my summary. H5, and then close the division. Okay, so this rating division opens and closes, and it has a span with stars in it, and then an H5 summary. It's great. And let's make that all cap, or at least capitalize it there. Okay. And then I have another thing, which would be a date. Just call this review date. Gonna put some quick things in there, okay, and then I'll have a paragraph. Okay, and then basically I'm done. I'm not going to do any of the social media links that are there. Alright, let's see what that just looks like, what we did there. Okay, so here we are. We have the name, the photo, the name, the stars, the summary, the date, and their whole thing there. So it kind of works to keep a vertical thing. I don't know that I. Oh, so there we go. So these are both the same. These are both H5s. I could reduce. Or make this an H4. I don't know. Maybe I'm okay with both those being smaller. So the yeah, I kind of like that they're stacked. I mean, if I didn't like them stacked, I could. So right now my biggest issue is I want this to look like a quote. So let's actually use a this is kind of a little used tag, but it should work. A block quote. It has its own default styles that it should do, which includes, oh, the block quote is messed up. That's not what a block quote does by default. So that they have all these things going on with it. Okay, fine. We can manually do this. I'll turn it back. And let's give it a class of review text. What was my other review one I did? Review date. Review text. Okay, so for my review text class, let's style that. Yeah, whatever, let's do it down here. Put my footer. Oops. Review text. So this is a paragraph tag. So let's see what we want to do in here. Font style, italic. Is it style or is it variant? No, it's style. Okay. And maybe we make it just a little bit smaller. Oh, that's like way small. Okay. And I guess I would have to make sure that I put quotes around it. That would be a content thing. Okay, the other things are kind of, you know, whatever you want, but the stars, I think we should try to do that with icons. So we have Font Awesome. Let's see what they have for stars. And I wanted version 5. And close that thing. And search. And I just want the free ones. So here we have a solid and an unsolid. That would work just fine for me. There's, you know, also halves. So star, star. Why would they have the same name? Star half alt and star half. Star half alt, I'm trying to figure out which ones I need. So the normal star one is called FAS, FA star. FAR, FA star. So that's the only difference, is the FAR instead of FAS. And this would be FA star half dash alt. Okay, so those are the names I can use. And if we go back to our page, look at some other place where we are using an icon, whether it's these or up at the top. So in our settings, services, there's some there, and I could just copy how those are placed in. So let's go to services, end of services. So a span is how they're put in. FA stack. I don't know if I need all that. I'm just gonna see if I can cheat and do just the I tag for these. And where did my section go? End of reviews, reviews, stars. So I have a span for the stars. I'm going to change that to a div. And I'm going to put in an I here, FA star dark icon. Okay, so I'll leave all that and just see what this does with just one star. And refresh the page. Lost it. Team. Stars. 356 by 0. 0 is not a size that we can use. So maybe I need to have the span around it that does the size. How are these done? Where'd it go? An I inside of a span. Portfolio, image above team, team. Here we are. Span. 294. I can get back here easier next time. There we go. Okay, so it's the span stack thing is determining the size and helping it display. So let's change that span from this FA stack FA5X to 1X. That's much better. 1X will work. Okay, let's see if we can load up multiples here. And I'm going to, it doesn't seem to care that I have that division there, so I'm going to delete it and see what happens. And I'm going to reformat this so I can read what I'm doing better, especially since I'm going to be doing multiples here. Okay, so here's my rating starts and ends. And I have this span with a single star in it, and then my H5 and the review date. So now this is easier to see, and that was important because I'm going to try first just to do multiple stars here. And the last one was FAR, FA star. Okay, so they're all right on top of each other. That's no good. So maybe I need a span for each one. So let's try taking that out. Okay, that worked well. A little bit weird that they're filling up the space the way they are. So it's way too wide. I want those to be closer. So this, who's the parent here? Each one is taking up a lot of space. Why so much space? Width 2.5. Okay, so we need ours, our FA stacks, to be not 0.5, 1.5. I would assume just 1m. Okay, so we want our FA stacks that are a child of our review thing. So let's see what it's called. FA stack that is a child of rating. So dot rating space dot FA stack. Has a width of 1m. There we go. And the let's do the FA. What was it? FAS FA star half alt. That's long. FA star half alt. FA star half dash alt. There we go. So that way I know how to do the half as well. So I know this recording's a little bit long now, but if I wanted to do something different with these, I could do that. I'm okay with them all being stacked. If I don't like the stacking, then I would need to do, instead of see all of these, the H5 is a block thing. It makes its own line, and a division for the rating, that makes its own line and its own line return, and this paragraph makes its own line return. So I'd have to use things that don't make whole line returns. So this span, I could put that inside of the H5, which is a little bit weird. It would also be made big. It would just be something I could style differently, like with normal type. So it's kind of weird to do that. So I'm not going to worry about that. But if you do want to not style things all separately in a stack, then we could do that differently. So now that I have the pattern, I could apply that to the other ones. And I could specifically say, well, I want the images that are a child of, this is still showing as a team member. I could do it as a review member or reviewer instead. If I get rid of this, it's a lot of why it is what it is. So that just stripped all of its styles. So if I were to copy the styles that it has for a team member image, so team member image, and then just do reviewer image as different. Oops, come on. So instead of a team member, call him a reviewer, and then make a style for that. And maybe just cut them down. Border, I made it transparent, and So I don't need to. So here would be a smaller image. Oh, so the text center, that was part of a team member thing. Reviewer text align center. So it's back. Reviewer image. Border radius. No, that didn't do anything. What? Where? Oh well, I don't know why it's rounded circle. I guess I turned off rounded circle. So reviewer rounded circle, I could turn it back on. There we go. Okay, that was long, but maybe that's what you're looking for. Then I could, now that I have that pattern, I could apply it to the other ones.